All right, here's the review for the quiz coming up on scatter plots and volume of odd shapes. So the first shape is just a cylinder, but you have to read the sentence because they're changing the amount that they're putting in here. So in this one, I said they filled it to up to 0.5 inches from the top. So the cylinder is 8 inches. So pretend this is a cup and I'm filling it with liquid. But I'm not going to fill it to the top. I'm going to fill it to 0.5 inches from the top. So when you do the formula, pi r squared times height, the height is not going to be 8 inches. It's going to be 7.5 inches. So the height is 7.5 inches. The radius is not going to change. That's going to be 4. And everything else is a simple problem. So this is going to be 4 times 4, which is 16, times 7.5 times pi. So now it's just 3.14 times 16 times 7.5. And when you're done, that's going to equal 376.8. And if you round this to the whole number, meaning you're trying to make this into a whole number, you're looking at the 8. Is the 8 one of the numbers that makes this number go up? Yes. So our final answer is 377. And that's it. Just make sure you pay attention to what's going on, to how much I'm manipulating the numbers here. Now, the shape below is a cylinder with a half circle on top. Okay? So what we're going to be doing is doing the volume of the cylinder, then the volume of the sphere, and then we're going to be adding them together. Okay? Now, making sure that you realize that this is a half sphere. So when we're done with this equation, we have to divide it by 2. So now, in the ones in your quiz, this could be a cone, okay? This could be a cone here, okay? Any of those 2 scenarios could be occurring, so make sure you're paying attention to every scenario. Now, down here, the formula for the cylinder is pi r squared times height. So we have to find the radius, which is 3. So pi 3 squared times the height, which is 5. Okay, so 3 squared is going to be 9. 9 times 5 is 45. So this is going to be 45 times pi. And I'll do that later on. And then the sphere, this is the formula for the sphere. And the radius is 3. So 4 over 3 times pi, 3 to the power of 3. So that's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So this is 4 over 3 times pi times 27. Okay, so 4, now we're just multiplying straight across. Now remember, when you multiply a number with a fraction, you multiply the numerator and then divide by the denominator. So it's going to be 4 times 27, which is 80, plus 28, which is 108, divided by 3. That's going to be 36. So it's going to be 36 pi. That's going to be my final answer. But remember, this is the answer for the entire circle. This is the answer for the entire circle. I want to divide this by 2 because I'm only doing a half of a circle. So this is going to end up to be 18 pi. So now I'm going to go over here and add them together. Okay, so I have 45 pi and I have 18 pi. So together, you are going to make 63 pi. So finally, I'll do the multiplication here. I would have done all this in the calculator before, but seeing as I'm doing it freehand, I'm going to be doing it with you right here. So 63 times 3.14. That's going to be 12. That's going to be 4. That's going to be 9. Then I'm going to add a 0. This is going to be 24. This is going to be 6, 8. This is going to be 18. This is going to be 2, 8, 7, 1, 9, and 1. And how many decimal points are there? 2. So it's going to be 197.82. Again, we're rounding to the whole number, so it's going to be 198. And those are what the volume problems look like. Okay, so 1 is going to be a word problem, manipulating a cylinder. And the 2, 3, and 4 are going to be odd shapes that you might have to be putting things together or just dealing with a half of a shape, like a half of a circle, like that. Now, remember that you don't have to memorize any of these equations. I'm going to be giving you each one. Now, question 5 through 8 I'm going to be giving you scatter plots, and you're going to be telling me if they're positive linear, negative linear, non-linear, or none. For this one, if you look at it, the scatter plot, it does have a direction, and the direction is a straight line. Okay? You're not trying to connect these dots. You're trying to look at these dots and see if there's a pattern to it. And this pattern is a straight line, and it's negatives because it's going from the top left down to the bottom. Remember, you have to look at graphs as if they're money, and you read them from left to right. So if your money started up here and ended down here, that's a no-no. So that's negative. So this will be a negative linear. This one here is none because it has no rhyme or reason to it. There's no line that I can make of any point, any straight line, any curved line, anything like that. So it is none. So this one's none. This one here is does make a line, or it does have a pattern, but it's not a straight line. It goes up and then curves and turns right. So it does have a pattern, but it's not linear. So this is just non-linear. All right, now let's go to the last example. This one, not the last example, but here we go. This one is a positive linear because it's starting down here, like let's pretend your money was here, and then it started going up. That would be positive. Now for question 9 and 10, you're not just telling me if it's positive or negative. You're looking for the best line that could tell me the information. Okay, so you're drawing a line that tells me what's going on in the scatter plot. So that's happening for 9 and 10. Question 11 and 12, I'm asking two questions. Is it strong or weak association, and does it have an outlier? For this one, this is a very strong association because if I did make this line, they would be very close to the line. Now this one over here above is not very strong. So add a couple dots out here, and this is what I would call a weak association. So this down here is a strong association. Okay, so this we're going to call it strong. And an outlier is a number that doesn't follow the pattern and is outside of the normal ray of duty. So this is an outlier. Okay, it doesn't belong anywhere. Now, I want you to notice that if I put a dot all the way up here, that would not be an outlier because it's following that pattern. So it's on the pattern line, so it's not an outlier. But this point, because it is not following any kind of pattern, it is an outlier. So those are the questions that's going on. All right, guys, good luck.